I am an elitist Eurogame snob, and what I mean by that is if a game doesn't come with a board, tons of cubes, and a whole bunch of mind-imploding decisions, then I'm immediately going to score marks against it. Now, I was recently contacted by a board game company called Right Games. They're a Russian board game company that is releasing their 4 most popular games in English, and they're going to be debuting at Essen 2011. What I noticed about all these games right off the bat is they're all card-based games. Basically, each one is a deck of cards and usually a couple extra components, but basically that's all it is. Now, I was immediately alarmed at this because I don't really want to poop on, review copies that I might be getting, but I knew going in that these probably weren't going to be my style of game. But I decided to give it a chance. I welcomed the opportunity to receive these, and this will be the first. So this game that I'm looking at today is The Kingdoms of Crusaders, and it is a card-driven game. It's for 2 players and can be played probably in about 15 minutes. So with that said, I'm going to go and I'm going to show you a complete description of this game, and then I'll come back with a review. The gameplay for The Kingdoms of Crusaders is incredibly straightforward. When the game starts, a line is put in the middle of the table to show the players the 5 columns where they can put their cards. So at the very beginning, players are given 5 cards, and starting with the start player, he will draw a card and play a card. And he simply gets to lock one of his cards into one of the 5 columns on his side of the line. Play continues with players alternating back and forth, drawing a card, playing a card, drawing a card, playing a card, and going back and forth until all of the 5 rows have been filled with 4 cards each. Once all 20 cards have been played, then the game's over. You compare each side and see who wins. So, how do you score points? This is a set collection game, so once you've completed your column of 4 cards, you look to see what your best set is. In this group of cards, my best set is a 4 of a kind. If there's ever a tie, let's say that I have 3 sets of 3 and my opponent has 3 sets of 3, the tiebreaker is to see who has the most powerful set of those sets of 3. And power is determined by how far to the right of this chart you are. These are the most powerful symbols, next most, and these are the weakest. So I'm just going to give a rundown of how this game would be scored at the end. So looking at these 2 columns, you can see that this player has a 4 of a kind, and this player doesn't have any, therefore this side wins. And so I'll just move all these cards over just to indicate that. This player has 3 of a kinds, and this player has 2 of a kinds, so this side wins as well. This player has 1, 2, 3, 4 of a kinds, and this player has 1, 2, 3, 4 of a kinds. So because it's a tie for the amount, we look at who has the most powerful of these types. And in this case, this player has the most powerful of the pairs, therefore he wins again. This player has 3 of a kind, this player has 2 of a kinds, therefore this side wins. And in this final matchup, this player has 1, 2 of a kinds, and this player has 1, 3 of a kind, therefore this side wins. So at the end of scoring, whoever has captured 3 or more of the columns ends up winning. So player 1 wins. So what do I think? Well, I actually like this game. It's not a complicated game whatsoever. I'm able to teach it to people in probably about maybe 4 minutes. I've taught it to people so far and they picked it up like real fast. Now, the thing about this game is it really reminds me of a Rainer Knizia game called Battle Line, or actually Battle Line was based on a game called Schotten Totten. And thing about that game is it was fun-ish, but after a few plays I just got rid of it out of my collection because it just didn't really jive with me too well. Well, this game is basically a variant of Battle Line, but I actually like it. It's very streamlined, and it's very just, you know what you're doing, plays really fast, and it's something that would actually act as a travel game. I'm actually going on a vacation in, I think, 2 weeks here, and this will be coming with me. It's something just easy to whip out when you're just sitting around doing nothing at the motel, and yeah, just something fun to do. Now, there is a 4-player version of this, but what that requires is that you actually own 2 copies of the game. So I wasn't actually able to test that out because this game isn't actually officially released yet. It won't be until October. So obviously I just had to stick with the 2-player version. But I could see how there would be a bit more interaction or more decisions involved when you're trying to build the best set of cards versus 3 other people. So I think there could be something to that. Just didn't have a way to check it out. So in the end, this game it's fast and fun. I like it. It's not going to come out all the time, but there are specific times where I can definitely see bringing this out. So if you're looking for a fast, fun filler, I definitely recommend this, and especially if, like I've said, if you had played Battle Line or Shot and Totten and it didn't really grab you, this might be that slight variant to it that, you know, might set it right for you. So 2 thumbs up. I like it.